That in my business you catching fever, getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah, yeah. We coming, yeah. We better be coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we better be coming. Yeah, you come man, yeah. We coming. We better be coming. When the year is been checking you again, cause you come up. We coming. Come on, let them say ya. Come on, let them say ya. That in my business you catching fever, getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah, yeah. We coming, yeah. We better be coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we better be coming. Yeah, you come man, yeah. We coming. We better be coming. When the year is been checking you again, cause you come up.
Well, let me say welcome again to another edition of the program, The Bottom Line. This program comes to you every Tuesday as of now, and we do discuss issues about Liberia in general and the ANC in particular. And if you get joining us for the first time, we'd like to say welcome. This is your program, and make this place your home, where we discuss the issues. And we're very civil in our discussions. We do not attack personalities here. We do not insult people. We say the truth, and we discuss the issue to the bottom. And so my name is Linford Goy, and I'd like to say welcome to this edition of the program, The Bottom Line. And hopefully tonight I'll be joined by one of my co-presenters as we progress. But first, let me just throw out a get well treat to the regional coordinator or the regional chairman of the AMC Global Europe, Mr. Paul Chuluple. Paul is not too well, and last week we had that program in Germany, and everybody was kind of busy. And Paul, being the regional chairman, he was up and down, and he got worn up, and so he's trying to gain some strength back and get back to work. And so I let us say, get well, brother Paul Chuluple, and we hope you receive your strength again and get back as usual on the program. But like I said, I will probably be joined by one of the co-producers. As you know, we are 5 altogether, and sometimes schedules do not permit everyone to conglomerate at the same time, and sometimes we do as well. But we have to understand. So hopefully, I will have 1 or 2 persons joining me. But again, let me say welcome. And today's edition of the program, we will be discussing a series of things, and we will listen to a video of Mr. Cummings, and that video was done in the past. And actually, the video was played on Mr. Randy Dapo's program. And so let me give the credit to Randy, because he actually compiled that video. And it's all about helping Mr. Cummings and the ANC to build a better Liberia for each and every one of us, no matter where you are, who you are, and what you do. A better Liberia for each and every one of us is what we all look up to. And this is why we put in our little efforts to make sure that there is a better Liberia for every one of us, for you, me, our children, our children's children. And remember that this saying, always people say that there is nowhere like home. And that's true. There is nowhere like home. You may go up, you may come down, but your home is your home. And you cannot substitute your home for anything. And so just before we go into the program, let's listen to some of what Mr. Alexander Cummings have on his platform, that he tries to explain to the Liberian people that this is what I will do or my government will do.
My name is Alexander Cummings, and I want to work with honest men and women to change Liberia for the better. I want to open the doors of governance to all capable persons. I want to use the collective brain power of all of our men and women. I want to build a nation of self-sufficiency. I want to build an environment that thrives on and promotes a vibrant Liberian private sector. I want to ensure that we are a nation where education is key in all of our national development priorities. I want to create and nurture a development agenda that ensures our young people have jobs when they graduate from school. I want to create an environment where our women have access to equal opportunities in every aspect of our society. I want to promote a system that uses our country's natural resources for the benefit of all. I want to see our country flourish beyond our wildest imagination. We are capable of doing it if we work together. We may not all agree all of the time, but we can set aside our differences and work towards charting a new course without the infighting, backbiting, and backstabbing. Whether you're a member of the ANC, ALP, LP, or UP, we must channel our support for individual candidates into championing our collective objective, defeating the Weir administration in the 2023 presidential and legislative elections, and ushering in a governance more prepared, more capable, more experienced, more skilled, and more honest men and women. With your help, we can move Liberia to being a better country. I thank you. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
And again, let me say welcome. If you're just joining us, this is the program, The Bottom Line, and you just heard Mr. Cummings. We'll be listening to more of Mr. Cummings later on in the course or during the course of the program. But like I said, today's edition of the program is entitled Helping Mr. Cummings or the ANC to build a better Liberia. And when we talk about building a better Liberia, it has to include everybody. You know, one person cannot do it. One person cannot build a country. That's impossible. No matter how good that person is, no matter how blessed God has blessed that person, it's impossible because, you know, there are several things to do. And let's talk about nation building, or even in your house. Let's start from the house, then we'll go, because, you know, the family is the nucleus of this, of the entire society. Okay. So in your house, if you are the man and you say, oh, you know, since I am the man, I will do everything. I will cook, I will wash the dishes, I will do the ironing, I will do just about everything. You will find out that you might either be overburdened and then you cannot perform the way you want to. So you have to divide the jobs. You know, I remember in the late 70s, I think 78, 79, 80, one of those years, Prince Nico made a music. And I still remember one of his music, which is called Family Movement. Okay. And he said, in the family, husband has his own work to do and wife has her own work to do. And the person who will work fine, that he the one sabi, or he or she sabi. Or in other words, to build a nation is not one man's, you know, no activity. No matter how good you are, no matter how sensible you are, no matter how smart you are, you cannot do that alone. So Mr. Cummings is saying he wants a collective brain power. Why? Because you got engineers, you got civil engineers, you have mechanical engineers, you have just about people from different professions coming together, putting their brain powers together and then making that system, which is the government, to work. You know, a system is a group of functionaries, okay, that each part is functioning. Look at the human body, okay. Not because I walk on my foot, so I should believe that my foot is more important than my hands, or not because I grab things with my hands, so I feel that my hands are more important than my ears, or not because I hear with my ears. So no, it's a system. They all have to work together. Now, if you want to test the system, make sure that probably you got a little cut on your finger, on your let's say on your last finger. You'll see the effect. You know that everything is not functioning well. And so Mr. Cummings is saying that he wants the collective brain power of you, me, everybody. Everybody in the society has something to offer. Everybody has, even the crazy man in the town, he has something to do. You know, I will give you a short story about a crazy man in a village during the wartime. And everybody in the town ran away during the war when the war was approaching the village. But the crazy man did not know that war was coming. He remained in town. So when the rebels entered the town, they saw the man. They say, "Oh, come in and shoot the man." He said, "Well, why are you shoot crazy man for? In fact, who are you? I want to shoot crazy man." He said, "Oh, Papa, you what kind of Papa this so?" He said, "I'm crazy." He told him, he said straight, "I'm crazy, but I can help you to do whatever you want to do." And that crazy man was very helpful to the guys. He showed the people, he was telling the people where they would find food, where they would, do other things. So even and that crazy man was able to save the people in that town. In that he told them, say, the people we heard, the people, they ran away. They said war was coming, but me, I don't know whether war coming or not. Okay, so they ran away, but they told me to stay in the town. When you come, so I can receive you people and show you whatever you want. You see, the crazy man was able to save those people. So everybody in the society is important. Okay, the wheelbarrow boys, if you go to buy your markets from downwater side, the wheelbarrow boys will be there to load your items on the wheelbarrow and transport it to where you're going or to your car or whatever. Okay, so it's a whole system working. It's a whole system. Now, you have people doing the white collar job, the people who sit in the office, but they're not important more than the wheelbarrow boy, more than the old man that's selling the coal downwater side. They're not important more than the old man that's selling the oil, because all this thing we're doing, even Georgia today, he president, when he now turn around, whole day he will go sit down at the table and eat. Everything we're doing is about food and where to sleep in life. That's the most important thing. So there are people who make these things to work. If Joshua sits in the office all the time and nobody making fun, no food, no bida, no cassava, nothing coming, you think what he will eat? Okay, he can't eat all the money he got. He will not eat all the clean clothes. So the whole system has to work. Everybody has to be involved. That's what Mr. Cummings is saying, that we want the collective brain power, not only brain power, but hand power. You know, everything coordinates. I'm talking about the system. Everything coordinates. So while some people are using the brain power, writing all the books, putting all the figures together to make sure that the money in the country is going to the right places and stuff like that. Then somebody using a hand, but they made that using a hand to make a cassava farm or to make a rice farm. He also using brain. Okay, so everything is coordinated. So Mr. Cummings is saying that whether you small, you big, you small, you Oma, you whoever, come, let's build together, and we can do that. Some people, I've talked to many people, and they tend to be like they are giving up on Liberia. Oh, nothing can work. And I was in a conversation with a friend today on Facebook, and the friend is saying that he doesn't really like the slang, the new slang that came. Oh, nobody's stupid here. So I asked him, I said, why? He said, because Liberians are just like that, we are stupid. Okay. And then I replied, I said, no, we are not stupid, but the people, they will get sense all the period of time, as time goes by, we continue to talk, people will get sense, the people who feel as stupid will get sense. Then he replied, he said, the things I'm talking, you stay thinking that Liberia will get better. See, so there are certain people who believe that, or even if they don't believe, but they say not sure that Liberia will get better. But for one, I know for sure that Liberia will get better. It may not be my time. It may not be your time. But what we're doing here, our little contribution, our little, thinkings that we put in, the little things we do, they are very important. You don't know. Okay? So Mr. Cummings is saying, no, this is no one man's task. The same way Georgia there today, Georgia cannot perform everything. It's not possible. I mean, I'm not a fan of Georgia government, but government, me knowing what government is, the functionaries of government, no one person can do it. Or else you have one genius who would put there who would do everything, but not It's not just possible. You can't have the Minister of Finance to be the Minister of Health at the same time. You can't have the Minister of Health to be the Minister of Agriculture. No. That's why we need our collective approach to the nation building. And Mr. Cummings is saying, yes, I am running to be president, but I cannot make it alone. Everybody will have to come on board. Everybody will have to come on board with your little 1 cent, like we say in Liberia. Come and contribute your little 1 cent. Not literally in the form of money, though, but the little things that you can do. And so if you get joining on the first time, this is the program, The Bottom Line. I want you to please help me to share the video and invite your friends. Here we discuss the issue. We don't attack people. We don't cross borders, and say bad words to people. But we will say the fact. Having said that, let's look at what's happening in our society today. We look at a government that we all trusted, that people trusted. When I say we, the Liberian people, the majority, okay, they trusted because the elections are won by people who have, or the contestants in a particular election that have the highest number. So then it becomes the majority, so to speak. And so the majority put their trust in the government. And what has this government done? This government, even as they try, but they've done absolutely nothing impressive that the people who voted them will boast of. Yeah, they've done something. I mean, because every day they go to work, though, they sign documents, they sign contracts, they do just about what they are able to do. But is that sufficient? Somebody will say yes, and somebody will say no. And I will be in a group that will say no. Because if this government has performed well, the very people, some of the very people that voted them will not be regretting today. Okay? Because people in the opposition, if they say that they regret, they will say, oh, because the government people will say, simply because you are in the opposition, that's why you don't agree with what we do. But then ask yourself, what about your very people that voted for you who are regretting your action? So it means that the government itself has failed. And so we are at a crossroads where Liberia needs real change. Liberia, the country that we have, it needs real change. And how do we change it? Now, people, some people, when they talk about, when they hear about changing Liberia, they believe that we're going to break down all the houses and replace them and probably, do certain things. No, we have to change our attitudes. We have to change the way we think. Some people in that place, they are like, yes, whatever they see around them, I'm not trying to condescend on people. I'm not trying to bring down anybody here. But some people, all they believe is what they see around them is good. No, that's not it. And you hear other people who live outside, or other people who have traveled. Some of the very people in Liberia, they have traveled. They know that what they see there, it shouldn't be that way. But, again, some people, they just let it go. It's not my business, or that the people's business, but it affects everybody. It affects everybody. And so this is why it becomes necessary. If you keep silent, yes, you will mind your business, you will stay out of the people's business. And I don't know, if you are a citizen of Liberia and then you take the issues of Liberia to be the people's business, then I don't know who are you. Then you're not pressing. I don't know, then who are you? So if you say it's the people's business, who are the people? When hunger comes, does it divide and say, okay, you say you're not saying anything or you're not doing anything, you are inactive in the whole system, I will forget about you. I will go to only the people who are in government. No, the people in government can, let me tell you, Georgia can get sick. He, the president, can get sick. Georgia can die, God forbid. Now, the reason I'm giving that example, that extreme example, is that whatever affects Georgia, it can affect the little man down there. And whatever affects the little man down there, it can also affect Georgia. You know, while the pandemic, the corona, Georgia, everybody, all the ministers, everybody were wearing masks. They're not different from you, my friend. They are only working because everybody, the entire 4.5 million or 5 million or 6 million people who got in Liberia cannot work, cannot be president. So we select the people we feel can represent us, can do our job. It's like you got office. I keep repeating this thing, right? you got office. You cannot do all of the jobs. So you got to look for somebody. You got to have a messenger. You got to have a janitor. You got to have, your driver. So, you can't do everything. So we being the employers, the citizens, we cannot do, every one of us cannot go sit in that mansion. Every one of us cannot go sit in the finance ministry, in the health ministry, in the agriculture ministry. So we select people that we trust can do the job. And that's why I see Joshua there. But Joshua and all the ministers, everybody, no, they're not different from you. They are like you. Okay? And somebody will say, oh yeah, probably they are better than me. No, they are not better than you. In fact, you are more important. Because why? Without you, the citizens, Joshua cannot be president. Nobody can be minister without you, the citizens. If you want to put it to a test, let everybody leave Liberia. You just leave Liberia, let the country remain empty and see whether Georgia will be president. Who you talk to, who you'll be presiding over. Okay? So they are not important than you. Yes? Officially, given their official status, they may be important more than you somehow. They ride better cars, they eat better food than you, they eat 3 times, they drink best liquor, they do the best of things with money. But spiritually, and in the presence of God, they are not better than you. We are all equal. Okay? So the point I'm trying to make here is that we employ the government officials. They're supposed to work for us. But when we see that they are not doing the job, we cannot go, because the thing is, the Constitution actually tells us in chapter 1 or in article 1 that we have the power, we the people, we have the power. And that power is clearly written and say we can overthrow the government. Now, when people hear about overthrowing the thing, yet they go and fire. No. If all the people in Liberia, we dissatisfied with certain leadership, and you go to your representatives at Capitol building and say, no, listen, go and impeach the president. We don't want him. If all the people go, all the 15 countries in Liberia, you'll send your people and you'll say, we'll go to the mansion or go to the Capitol building. We don't want the president. The lawmakers will have to do something. Or the president himself will see the weight of the people. Okay, so the power is in the hands of the people. But then the boundary right there is that you cannot use, it's unlawful to use that power violently. You cannot use that power violently. The only people who can take that power violently are the paramilitary, especially the soldiers. Okay, because what? They got gun. They can walk there and start shooting. The president will run away, or they might grab him. That's the only. Now listen to me carefully. I'm not saying that this is what should be done. I'm only telling you how you can use that power that the Constitution describes in Article 1, that the power is in your hand. That power that in our hand as citizens, that's the power we take and give to these people to go and perform for us. So when we see that they are not performing well, what do? We can remove that power. And it's very simple to do it. How do we do it? We give them, if my boss employs me and say, you work here 10 years, and he see that I'm not doing well, he can sack me right away and say, you are sacked. Or, according to our contract, he can say, okay, right after the 10 years period, the man will go. I will not employ him anymore. So that is a way, instead of my boss coming to grab me to fight in the office and start punching me and punching, no. Because the boss, he got the biggest power. All he can do is sign one piece of paper and say, my friend, here's the paper, you are dismissed. Simple, no sweat, cool. Nobody got to lose teeth in the process. Nobody leg will be swollen up. Nobody eye will be swollen up. It's very simple. So instead of sometimes the military taking gun and going to a fire, some innocent people die, and then just move on, man. Forget it. We saw it in the wartime. During the war, they came for Doe, but almost 300,000 people died before Doe himself would die. And that would have been avoided in 1985 instead of electing Doe. You see it? So the point I'm making here is that we, the citizens, have that power. And we entrust that power to the people in authority. And then the Constitution tells us that there is a way we can take that power from them. And you know how? It's very simple. Elections. The elections are coming. All these people, you see they're going everywhere now, coming to every community. If you the photos are sensible enough, that's when you will know your weight. Let me give you that parable one more time. Always give a parable. People tired hearing this parable. You are elephants. You the photos, you are elephants, but you don't know your weight. You know what? The elephant is very heavy, but the elephant is strong enough to carry his own weight. So he doesn't know that he's heavy. But if the elephant will step on you or any other object or animal, then that animal now will feel the weight of the elephant. But the elephant by himself does not feel his weight. That's why we the photos. Our weight is in our voting power. So elections coming, what's happening? We are going to Nima County a few days. Okay? People, you will see the government officials, even the other people who are campaigning in the opposition, you will see all of them coming your way. They will come and sit down with you on the map. They will come and sit down with you. I remember 2017, before the election, Joe, we were playing Ludo. He used to go sit down with the children. After he won election, how many times he sat down with people to play Ludo? No. In fact, then that parable about the Dontra that built the mansion comes in. When they were building the mansion, they were not hauling the crushed rocks and the dirt and all these things, limousine that park in front of the mansion now. No, they were using dump trucks. But by the time the mansion was finished, they painted good, they finished planting all the flowers, everything correct, the road paved, everything. Then they said road block way to King Johnson Road, coming down to Busukwara. Then they said the other road block coming from the foreign ministry to another foreign ministry. When I was there, it just be some bush. Then they said road block. They said no more. They cannot car and they don't throw with the big noise with the big smoke. Should not pass it anymore. They should pass on the other side. If you hear the name of that road called bypass, that's how the capital bypass came. There were no road over there. Johnny G. Del Gibson, no. The road was passing in front of the mansion going to King Johnson Road. That was the only road. But then they have to redirect the traffic and build a new road in front of LU, going all the way to the police station and then going to the red light, Pastor community and then going. Then the name capital bypass came. Capital bypass means bypassing the capital building. Okay, so the parable about the Dontra applies to the political leaders that we have. When they are seeking power, they will come to you. Even if you land there in the mud, they will come there. You know why they come there? Not because they love you, not because they like you, but they want that power from you, my friend, that power. And what is that power? That's your voting power. That one vote you get is very important. Say you got 10 people in a town, then you get 2 people voting, and the 2 people that are voting, they need the vote of the 10 people. So one person carries 6, the other may get 4. One person carrying 5, the other may get 5. A tie. So now there will be one man that need 1 vote just to win. So every vote counts. That's why you see the politicians, they will be coming to you now. They will lay down on the mat you lay down on. They will sit down on a poor mattress. They chin from your mattress will even leave on them, they carry home. Okay? You get less in your hair, that less will go on them. If you coughing, they will catch a cool. What they want? Not because they like you, my friend, but they want your vote. So I just gave you a sample. 2017, Joshua was sitting with the children playing Lulu under the sycamore tree. After he won, how many times you see these things? Ask yourself, how many times you play Lulu with Joshua? No way. Joshua is either playing basketball where at the YMCA, or he's singing where at the Jamaica Resort, or he's playing basketball with the American ambassador. He's not playing basketball with you little, people used to call you guys tiny citizens. No, I don't want to call you that, though, but that's how they used to refer to you guys. So you got to know that these people really do not like you. But what they want is that your power. So let me come back to the power that the Constitution speaks about. That power is your vote. Time is coming. It's time to exercise that power. And, if you know that this power is very expensive and very dear to you, that the politicians will come and even sit down on the mat with you. They sit with you. Some of you have been sweating whole day in the market, you don't even shower yet, but the politician will come and stand by you. Try to talk to you, they'll be holding their nose, holding their breath, but they need a power. Me, I can talk it correctly. I can't be around the bush. They need that power. That's why they don't like you. Okay? But they want that power. So ask yourself, if people that want my power, which one of them I can give it to? Which one of them is actually in my interest? Is talking things in my interest that I can give my power to? So if you listen to Mr. Alexander Cummings, I've been following all of the politicians. I'm not too old enough, but I'm more than half of 100. So if I go to 100 years, I've crossed the half mark already. I'm on the second half. So it means that I've seen things that some of you have not seen. Now, I've been watching political rallies. I've been listening to politicians, in Liberia especially. They will never tell you what they'll do. Even if they tell you what they'll do, they will not tell you how they'll do it. They only can say, oh, we need development. Then you fall for it. But as a man, how do we do this development? How are we going to do it? And who will benefit? And so now they talk about development. George, we are on the platform of our change. Okay? And whose life really changed? It's George Weah. They got built for the 7 condominiums in less than no time. So change actually happened. But the question you should be asking yourself is, the change this man talked about, how did he do it? And who benefited? Or who still benefiting? Nobody can tell me that George Weah did not bring any change. No. Nobody can tell me that George Weah did not bring change. George Weah brought change. But who did the change affect? It affected his life. George Weah built all his units. He turned around, repaired his old house on 9th Street. All of his children are abroad, living good life. And you voted for him. You brought a change in his life. Where are you? Your life changed for the worse. So he told you that he will bring change. But he didn't tell you how he will bring this change and to whom. So you not fair for the word change. Yes. All you want to hear is change. But Mr. Cummings is telling you that he will bring change. And the change he will bring is to affect the lives of you, the voters. How he will do that, he told you. What they call corruption. They think we call corruption. Everybody in Liberia is corrupt. Let me tell you, they want power. Down to me, I'm corrupt. But how do I do my corruption? And how do you do your corruption? How do the government officials do their corruption? When I mean I'm corrupt, it's like maybe we all also go to Banga, but we got only one car, and they car came. And I know that everybody getting ready to ride this car, but I will jump and sit down to a good seat, secure my own seat first. That corruption right there. I'm not giving everybody the equal opportunity. Okay. Probably there's a pregnant woman who's supposed to be on the trip, but I will go and jump in the car and sit down good while that pregnant woman struggling. That's corruption. Corruption does not really mean that you can't go take money. No. Some people who are corrupt have never even laid hands on money before. So corruption comes in different ways. But the question here is, how do our leaders do corruption? And so we have to listen to the leaders that we are going to elect. Hear what they will say. They tell you bringing change. Yes. How do you bring the change? And to whom? But Mr. Cummings is telling you that he will bring change. And that change will affect the lives of you, the voters. And after that, he also informed you, or he's informing you that this is how I will do it. He said he will chase corruption. And that's what people don't like. Because if you look at your own society, you are Liberians. My people, you are Liberians. If I'm lying, tell me. The poor people you put in power, they become rich in less than no time. So ask yourself, what match are they playing? What match are they actually playing that is making them richer and richer and richer, and you becoming poorer and poorer? You got the power. It's because they steal your money. What you're supposed to get, it goes to them. So that's corruption. And Mr. Cummings is saying that he will go against that. And the reason why people are against Mr. Cummings, the old establishment, the people who be in the team for long, they say experience is the best teacher. I'll talk to that. Experience is the best teacher, and I'll talk to that. The reason why they say experience is the best teacher is that when you are experienced rogue, you are experienced corrupt man, you know all the tricks. So the new man coming who want to change the whole system, you will not like him. You will have problem with him. Because government in Liberia is like a place where people come to get rich. Nobody needs to tell you, open your eyes around and look. The people who you got calling ministers today, calling sir, oh yes sir, you running behind. Okay, who coming to your door? And, or whose doors you go to and you stay and beg for crumbs. They got to come outside, open the door. Oh, how long you been here? Oh, Papa, I've been here for almost 3 hours. Okay, I say you'll find something for them, man. Then they give someone $10. Then you walking home, you happy. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Because you are actually entitled to that $10 that the man is giving you. But in your mind, it doesn't click that this $10 is for you. You think that he's doing favor. No, he's not doing favor. Element doing favor. He will do the favor for you when he's not running for office. He will come to you one day and say, no, listen, my friend, I know you need some money, so take this money. But why do they give you the money only when they are running for office? And after they go into office, then you tend to beg her, you go there, and then they give the juice more in your hand, then you think they're doing favor for you. You're selling your birthright. You know, remember the story about Cain and Abel? You are selling your birthright. The right that God gave you, the franchise, the sovereignty, you sell it to somebody. You put all of your power into that person, and the person goes, and then the person becomes your king. You worship him. Take the power from that person and see, I don't even need to talk. That was like, open your eyes. Some of the former ministers that you had before, who were very powerful, some of the former representatives you had before, they have become like you. When no job, they become like you. That's when I do me somewhere on Brussels. So, oh, my man, but long time we see you. Yeah, my man, yeah, but so then you go sit down and you start maybe keeping conversation, knocking glasses together. But when he's up there, he's riding a REP, whatever number, probably you're going to see him through the window, or he'll bring the window glass and talk to you. Come on, example, look at Dylan today. Dylan was like ordinary guy in the city. He could talk to anybody, even though he's still talking to people. But I mean, it's almost impossible to just see Dylan like that now. Dylan was slim like me. How Dylan look that Dylan look big, huge, and I'm just giving an example on Dylan. But there are many people in the past who were representatives, who were this, who were that. Where are they today when they don't have the power? But that power belongs to you. And so before you give that power to somebody, it's a bargain. That's a big bargain. Like you give me something and I give you something in return. Long time before money came, before the use of money, people used to do something called barter system. Okay? You take the key, you give it to somebody, and the person will allocate their mobile phone and give it to you. So it was a barter system. It's the same thing with your voting. Before you give your vote to somebody, know what that person can offer you after the person becomes what he wants to be. Because, listen, you will vote for the person, but you will never be like that person unless you want to be. Because you have already taken your power and put it into that person, right? And that person is now what they wanted to be on your behalf or on your back. It's like you're riding a horse. I'm an old man, so I always like to give parables. You're riding a horse, okay? The poor horse, whether you want to carry you or he want to carry you, you stay forced to ride it. And when you sit on that horse, you feel that you are the man. But if that horse refuses to carry you, my friend, you know what? You'll be walking. So this is how the politicians use you. They come to you, they use you as a springboard to get to where they want to get to. Then they are done with you. Now, you who are the springboard on which they sprang to where they are, you now become what? Useless to some extent. You are no more important. until the next election season. Then they come to you again. And you know, some of you are so programmed. You know, I'm talking to you as family today. Some of you are so programmed that the people treat you the same way over and over and over and over, year after year. Some of you have voted 10 times in your life. Now, listen, we have elections every 6 years. So if you are being lucky to vote 10 times in your life, that means you over 60. So you can learn sense. After 60 years, the people doing the same thing to you, you can learn sense. They come to you and lie to you, you put in there, they go for 6 years, they come back in and lie to you, you do the same thing, and you stay the same. I mean, come on, you got to ask yourself, what's wrong with me? So there is nothing wrong. I mean, this is voters' education to some extent. Nothing wrong with you. You're not crazy. But it's just that you don't know the importance of your vote. That's why I'm telling you, before we come to you, those of us who get political ambition, we who want to be president, we who want to be vice president, we who want to be representative, before we come to you to say vote for us, ask us, my friend, what are you going to do for me? And that question I'm telling you to ask, what are you going to do? Don't let me tell you, I'll give you one bag of red, I'll give you $25. No. Because what? That bag of red, if you get plenty family, you're eating in less than 2 weeks. In fact, 2 weeks are plenty because America can cook 10 cups a day. All that red will finish within 2-3 days. But that representative gets 6 years job. That senator gets 9 years job that you gave him. And he gave you one bag of rice. Your bag of rice finish, you become beggar. You start counting like poor. You'll be walking up and down on Broad Street talking to yourself. Or on Memorial Street talking to yourself. While that representative sitting there enjoying on your back, on your sweat, on your foot. So when you ask them what you do for me, it shouldn't be I'll give you $100, I'll give you one bag of rice. No. No, that's not what you want. The 9 years that senator will be in office, you need us 9 years to live and survive and enjoy. That's what we're talking about. The 6 years that the president that you vote for will be in office, you need us 6 years to also live, your children go to school, and you survive. So let the mayor promise you, or let the mayor tell you that I will do this. And this is what Mr. Alexander Cummings is doing. It's not a church we are there who came and say we'll bring change. Change for hope. Okay? Change for hope. Grammatically, it's even stupid to say change for hope. You can hope for change. Like, okay, I'm hoping that things will change. But you can't say I'm changing that thing will hope. It's stupid. The mayor brought a stupid idea to your body, and some of you are jumping around. Change for hope. Grammatically, go and write it down. Change for hope. It doesn't make sense to me. And don't tell me I don't know English, my friend. I may not speak good English, but I write better English. I went to school in England, the home of English, where even punctuation will cost you grade. If you're supposed to put comma somewhere, you don't put it, it will cost you half of part of your grade. That's the British educational system. I'm not talking about what they teach in Africa. I went to school in England for 5 years, from bachelor level to master's level. So I know what I'm telling you. So if you write that English, change for hope, and give it to any Englishman, he will tell you can't read it word for word. And if you pronounce one word, you explain the connotation, what it applies in that particular sentence. Change for hope. What does it mean? You changing to have hope, or you hoping to have change? If you say hope for change, it makes some sense. Hope. I hope that we'll get a change. But you can't say we'll change to get hope. So Joshua brought stupid slogan like that, and you'll follow it. And this is how people are living now. Today, you're confused. You go everywhere complaining about your own creation. This would have been avoided in 2017. You should have avoided this. Even though the mayor to the United Party that were coming, it was not any better. Because they caused all the problem. After 12 years, they made people like people discouraged. And so people just, and the same thing is happening. The identical thing is happening right now. Where Joshua has made that even if you bring anything, Dick or Harry, people will vote for them. But I want you voters to be very careful. Mr. Cummings is telling you, no, listen, I will do this, I will do that, and this is how I will do it. That's why he said, the how and the do's and the how he will do it. Okay, if you say I will claim the pantry, he will tell you how you will claim it. You will put ladder and go. But you're just to say let's change for hope. Then you start changing for hope. I don't know how. Up to now, I still don't understand that particular idea. Change for hope. Until somebody can explain to me. But probably I don't know. Okay. But Alexander Cummings comes from the corporate world. And you know, I have a debate to carry on with one of my friends. This guy is saying that the best recipe for the presidency is to work in government, to have held some position in government. And I still disagree. I mean, yeah, experience in government counts. That's just part of it, but that's not the best recipe. Because all over the world, my friend, government job is relaxed job. Government job has no tension. Government job, no, I mean, who is government in the first place? Everybody is government. I work in the government here in Norway. I work in the government, right? And I have also worked in the private sector. And I know what the private sector demands of their employees and what the government sector also demands of its employees. Now, get me straight. I'm not saying that government job is not important, no. But like in a developed world, you coming from in government, carry your CV to a corporate world, you know, I mean, I think there will be like if you are ever lucky to attend interview on that particular CV, they will be like, why are you leaving a government job to come seek job in a public corporation? I mean, in a private corporation. Because the thing here is, you know, government job will not set that high standard compared to corporate world. Okay? Because but let me not even discuss the Western world. Let me discuss Liberia right there. Where you got now, I watched the British parliamentary system. The parliament, the people in England, even Norway, they go to the lawmakers go to work every day of the week. These are Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And when they go to work, they're discussing issues. They don't go to work 2 days or 3 days in the week and stay home and the rest of it. No, they are discussing issues. Because they show it on the TV, we see it. I'm not guessing. We see it. In fact, in one of the second largest political party in Norway, I'm in the Labour Party. I'm a member of the Labour Party here. So we know it. But here is Liberia, on the contrary. Your ministers hardly go to work. Your lawmakers go to work 2 times or 3 times a week. Your president is a musician. He doesn't go to work. He plays basketball. He goes to play basketball. He go to the what? How you call it? The swimming pool, or he goes to the park. And all, he got extra activities that takes him away from the official duty of the presidency. Okay? And that kind of government is what you will set as, you know, the highest benchmark for qualification to be president. No, that's a weak system. Unlike the corporate world, the last time I said in one of my podcasts, not this one, not on this program, that even the King's Juice factory, the guy in Liberia, they call Nikon factory or whatever, a King's Juice factory, they are more disciplined. The employees are even more disciplined than your government ministers, than even the president. Why? Those guys go to work on time, because if they don't go, they will be dismissed. They abide by rules. King's Juice factory called Nikon, that King's Juice factory. Simeco, beer factory, all the companies, their employees are even disciplined more than the government of Liberia. I mean, can't you look at it? If you work if you work at Simeco, you will not just stay home for no reason. If you are some department head in Simeco, you will not stay home or you will not go to work late and just pass through the office and go. Why? Because the company has to function. They got to produce and they got to meet the demands of the customers. So people have to be there to work. Unlike government, your minister just pass through the office and say, "Oh guys, how you doing? Okay, yeah, I'll see you guys now. I'll see you later." You're gone. The president goes to work when he feels like. So if the government was producing certain things to supply around the world, you think the production will go ahead as planned to meet the customer's demand? No. You'll fall short. You'll fall short of the 40-40-20 rules. You know, so when this fellow said that Joe Buckeye is the best to be the president because he has served in government and Lieutenant had no experience in government, he coming from the corporate world, does not qualify. The corporate world demands more. So if you take your CV from a government like Liberia and go to America or to any developed world and go present it, I've been minister in government, I've been representative, they ask you which country? Talk about Liberia. They say, well, my man, you're playing fun. Because you don't go to work, your president don't go to work. So how do you know? The corporate world, you have to be there. You have to do the work. No fun. And so for somebody to argue that Alexander Cummings cannot be president because he are not working in government, which government? Yeah? But I told you today that we're going to be playing something from Mr. Cummings. Actually, this thing is on my phone. I've tried to see if I could download it on here, but it seems not to be working for me. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to play it from my phone, and I may apologize. I may just apologize for probably the quality. I've tried all means to see how I can get it on. I'm not getting it still. So I might play it from the phone itself directly. So the video quality might be a little bit not as expected. But again, like I told you, this was something that I collected this video from Mr. C. Randy Dapo's show. And so all credits go to him. This is not my creation. So let's see if we can hear that. If we can hear that video let's see if we can listen to Mr. Cummings from right here on my phone. I don't know how loud it's going to be, but I think it's going to be loud. Just the picture quality.
We handed them the nation's wallet, hoping they would invest for us. But all they have done is taking money out of our pockets. Liberians are worse than spectators to their own economy. We are not even in the VIP section, still your wing or around the field. In our own country, we are on the outside of the fence looking in and begging for tickets. Those who want change cannot just stand by and watch. Real change requires all of us believing, speaking, and acting for it to happen. Often, for real change to happen, people have to stand up and stand together. We have to act strongly and speak decisively. Regardless of your tribe, religion, gender, or party, want to change it. We handed them the nation's wallet, hoping they would invest for us. But all they have done is taking money out of our pockets. Liberians are worse than spectators to their own economy. We are not even in the VIP section, still your wing or around the field. In our own country, we are on the outside of the fence looking in and begging for tickets. We have to.
Okay, we'll be pausing the video and discussing as we go along. Now, did you hear that? For real change to happen, people have to stand up together, act together. Now, I will I will continue to give you some parables as well, or some examples. You know, they say together we are strong, but separately we are not strong. Okay, take for example that you were a group of guys walking down the road in the night and you fell into the web of thieves. And you are like 10 people, and the thieves are like 10 people. So it's 1-to-1, right? And they want to steal from all of you. So all of you, what do? You have to fight together. Probably one man will take one. Okay? The strongest man might take on two, and to fight together. And look at that scenario. What do you think will happen? The fight might either go draw in a worst case scenario, or you guys might overpower the thieves. That's one example. So in the first instance, the fight might either go draw 1-on-1. Then you got 5 thieves and you got 10 men walking, and the 5 thieves want to steal from the 10 men. So what will happen? 2 men will go to 1 thief. In that instance, there is no draw, and show that they will overpower the thieves. But the third instance is like you got 1 man walking in the dark and he meets 10 thieves. What happened? There is no struggle. Absolutely, there will be no struggle. He will be overpowered. Why? Because the number of thieves are more than him. Simple logic. Small, even a baby will understand that. A baby born today will know that logic. So, Mr. Cummings is saying, together, we can do it. We can bring the change that we want. Now, one man telling you hope for change, or no change for hope, and you believe in, and that one man has actually changed, but you have not changed. And Mr. Cummings is also telling you that we, the Liberian people, in our own country, we have become spectators. In fact, not even spectators, because I think if you if you define the word spectators, to spectate means to look at, to watch. So if the example that he gave, that we Liberians in our own economy, we are outside of the stadium, the economic stadium. We are outside. We don't know what's going on there. The big guys are dividing the money from the economy. We are out. We are just outside. We don't know what's going on. Okay, if you want to get an example straight, what Mr. Cummings is trying to describe, when Lone Star is playing, or even Barrow are playing, just go on the field, don't buy a ticket, stand outside, don't go inside, stand outside. You don't hear the people shouting, "Oh!" or "Go!" or clapping. You know what they're clapping for. You know who makes a goal. You know who saves the ball. You know. That's what Liberians are now in our own economy. That, according to him, we have become beggars. When you're not supposed to be begging. It's like you make your own farm, then I come and take all your rice kitchen, and then you beg me for a bundle of rice every day. The farm for you, all the rice that you harvested from the farm is upstairs in the kitchen, but I now control it. Then you got to come to me to beg me for 1 bundle of rice to give you. That's what Liberians have become. So Mr. Cummings is saying, no, we need to change this. We need to change this attitude that everybody will be spectator, even if everybody is not a player, because like I told you, everybody in the country cannot be president, which we all know. Everybody cannot be minister, which we all know. Everybody cannot be senators or representatives, which we all know. but at least we can be spectators. And by spectators, or we can be players. By spectator or even player, at least if we are spectators, we'll be inside the fence. And better still, if we are players, then we'll be participating in the economy. But as of now, we are not players. We are not spectators. We are just outside of the fence, the economic fence. And this is why things are hard. You're not playing. And you're not even inside to watch a game. So how do you know? It's sad. And that's the change that we're talking about. That's the change that Mr. Kumi wants to bring. And so when he talks about, everybody doing it together, that means that he alone, or no one person, not only comments, but no one person can do it. No, not possible. Even when Jesus Christ, this may be too extreme for a man of high place like Jesus, but when Jesus was on earth, he couldn't do everything alone. So he had disciples. And that is the mark of a good leader, to have people that you can work with. And those people should be committed. And you saw how Jesus' disciples were committed, even though some of them betrayed him, but they were committed. The guys followed him everywhere he went. They slept in the fields. They walked long distances to go preach. Okay? Jesus had the power to do it. He could bring angels from heaven to do it. But he wanted people of our type, people with mortal body like us, like him, as he came for us to be able to easily relate to them. That's why he selected people from among the people at that time. So it's the same thing with a good leader, a good president. We take people in a country who he feels can help him to do the work. That's a clarion call that Mr. Cummings is giving out now. That, no, listen, this thing, the development of this country is not going to be one person. We need everybody on board. Come with your ideas. And I remember just last week, it's the week before last. The time goes fast, huh? Yeah. Specifically on the 6th and on the 7th, on the 8th and 9th of June, or July rather, we're in Hanover. Today is the 19th. So about 10 days ago, we're in Hanover, Germany, with Mr. Cummings. And we were just talking casually. And one of the things he said that caught my ears is that people were coming and pledging support. Mr. Cummings, there we see your platform. Your platform is good. We'll work with you. This and that. Then Mr. Cummings said, "Yeah, I hear all of these praises, the accolades. I hear all, but I want recommendations. When you come, you supported me, gave me recommendations. That's a mark of a good leader." He didn't just want people coming and say, "Oh, Mr. Cummings, yeah, we believe in your platform. What you saying is good." But he said, "I want some recommendations." That shows that no one man knows all. No one man can do all. So he said, "Give me some recommendation." And it was a time that some of us even popped in. And I know what I recommended to him. And I think he bought the idea from most of the people that recommended things to him. Okay. So let's see if we can play part of that clip again. I don't know how far we will go with this clip. It's a bit difficult to actually get it rolling the way I want it to roll because the recording is a bit. But I'll be talking while it's rolling, and I'll bring you the part I want us to listen to. Mr. Cummings is making his case clearer. Now, and people say, "Oh, nobody knows Cummings." Yeah, nobody will know. Even people who are saying that nobody knows him, not everybody know the people who are saying that. It's not possible for everybody to know you, but at least some people will know you. It's not possible for everybody to know you, but at least some people will know you. So there is no way that somebody can say nobody knows Cummings. And the name Cummings is being spread all around the place. Coming was supposed to finger document. Coming was supposed to do this, was supposed to do that. You were supposed to change the framework document. Coming was supposed to go to jail. Then the same Cummings, when he brought forensic investigators, they proved that everything was lie, the case died. So Cummings went to Supreme Court. Everything has been about Cummings. So for somebody to say nobody knows Cummings, so I don't know which planet you want people to know Cummings on, because on planet Earth, where Liberia is located, people have heard about Cummings. So somebody know about Cummings. At least I know about him. Okay. And so let's see whether we can follow Mr. Cummings again. Again, you will only hear the audio, not the video.
We are not even in a VIP session, still your way or around the field. In our own country, we are on the outside of the fence looking in and begging for tickets. Those who want change cannot just stand by and watch. Real change requires all of us believing, speaking, and acting for it to happen. Often, for real change to happen, people have to stand up and stand together. We have to act strongly and speak decisively. Regardless of your tribe, religion, gender, or party, I know deep inside we can all agree that our country must change. We must change the direction of Liberia and improve the living conditions of our people. We simply cannot continue in this leaderless, irresponsible, and corrupt way. My fellow Liberians, for too long, we have been divided by tribe, gender, region, religion, and political party. But let us not forget, suffering has no tribe, hunger has no religion, struggle has no gender. That is why the poverty we all see and experience every day cuts deep across every tribe, every gender, every region, every religion, and every political party.
Okay. One of the things he said, or he's saying, is that we have been divided for a very long time. And you know, if you stand together, the example I gave you about the thieves and the group of men, if you stand together, you are strong. If you are alone, if you are divided, you cannot make it. Now, let's go to Lofa County. Just the few weeks back, they had elections where the Unity Party participated. You think if the CPP was CPP as it was before, you think CDC will sneak behind one independent candidate and make any move? No. But division along political party line. And you know, this troubles me a lot, but again, it's difficult to say because a lot of people will not understand if you say it the way it should be. People will think that, we gotta go on our own. Yeah, you can go on your own. It's very easy. But again, ask yourself, I'm going alone. Suppose I fall among the thieves. What can I do? You know how to go alone, but suppose you fall among a group of thieves. What can you do? And that's exactly what happened to the UP. And for me, the defeat to the UP brought a bad signal to the opposition as a whole, the opposition bloc, whether it's CPP or you UP or you whatever. Because, I mean, as we see it, the CDC was dead. The CDC was breathless. CDC was struggling. But to be revived by this victory in Lofa County, it makes the CDC to even begin to talk. They were dead. They were finished. Okay? So division is one of the problems that we have had in Liberia. And the division is political, religious, and tribal. This is nonsense. Because how did I know that I was going to be born in Bon County in a small town? Why not Morovia? Or why not Kakata? Why not one of those big cities? But very small town. Okay. I didn't know. You think if I knew I would come, I would not come. I would either decide to be born in America if God will ask me, my man, where you want to be born? I will say, and the reason, I think one of the reasons why God does not allow people to know when they'll be born or even to know when they'll die is this. Because if God to be asking people their consent about where they'll be born, everybody want to be born in America or Australia or England or Germany or somewhere. Africa will be empty. Africa will be empty. Okay, and if God were asking or God were telling people, my man, you die so time, the criminal or crime rate will increase in the world, because if the guy knows he will die tomorrow, you just destroy everything and die because he knows he will die tomorrow anyway. See, so God keeps these things secret to human beings, that you don't know when you will be born, where you will be born, how, and stuff like that. Okay, so it's stupid. Excuse me for that word, but that's a natural word. It's stupid for me when people feel that, oh, my tribe is better than this other tribe, or I think my political party is the biggest political party. We get all the normal, the other people, they are not known, they are not. My friend, every political party in Liberia gets somebody. Every political party in Liberia, it gets. Even if I establish a political party today, I will get people, because you know what? My family, my brothers and sisters, I come from a large family. My brothers and sisters, whether they know I win or not, they'll follow me. So I get people. And what does that do? It subtracts from the other big parties. Even if I get 10%, my 10 people will subtract from the other big parties. In a small country like Liberia, you got 20, 25, 26 parties. You know what that means? If we were united mentally, religiously, politically, we'll have maximum 2, 3 political parties in Liberia. One will be the ruling party and probably 2 opposition parties. Simple. And then what happens? Then you find out that the opposition will be strong to resist the ruling party at the time. But because we are divided along this tribal line, this political line, and this religious line, I'm Muslim, so I gotta go join the Muslim party. I'm Christian, why do with Muslim people? Let me go to the Christian party, okay? Or let me be along with the Christian people. Or my political party is the largest, it's old, so why do a new party that just come in? Who know them? Nobody know them. And this is one thing I get tired hearing from my colleagues. Oh, my man, why are you supporting Alexander Coming? Who know that man? Nobody know the man. The man just coming, the man sort of wait. So the man continue to wait. What time people know him now? The people know today, how they started. They started from somewhere. Some of you get higher education. You didn't know it. You had to start in ABC or kindergarten. So somebody want to start a political kindergarten, then you say nobody knows the man should go sit and wait. So you'll be waiting all your life? No, you got to start from somewhere. But this is all these kind of things happen when the system is weak. The educational system is weak. People are not educated enough to know. I mean, look at Donald Trump. Came from nowhere, he became president. Nobody will say, oh, Donald Trump had not been a politician, so let him go sit and wait. Yeah, there are people who work in government, and then they can develop an interest to go to the presidency or representative or senator. That's a different issue. And by the way, we got some new representatives. People who came from nowhere, they became representatives. People came from nowhere, they are senators today. But under the presidency, when you want to go there, you're supposed to work for 100 years in government before. Liberian people, we can change the law, we can bend the law so it can suit our interest all the time. This is bad. This is really, really, really bad. But let's listen to Mr. Cummings again.
And every political party One thing is abundantly clear: from our shorelines to our eco-rich forests, from mines filled with untapped gold, iron ore, and diamonds, to potential offshore oil reserves. Liberia is too rich for Liberians to be so poor. Liberia is too rich for Liberians to be so poor. From right here in Monrovia to the remotest villages and towns across Liberia, everywhere I go, it breaks my heart to see our people living in such poor and inhumane conditions, and to hear the stories of repeated hopelessness, broken promises, and despair. We are too old to be the better nation that we are, unable to feed ourselves and looking for handouts from the rest of the world. While our leaders steal and plunder the nation's wealth, too many of our mothers are dying at childbirth and from treatable illnesses because of a poor health delivery system. While we waste resources and our leaders are lavishly gloating in ill-gotten wealth, too many of our children are dying before they reach their 5th birthday. Our leaders are partying and enjoying themselves. They are building new homes both here in Liberia and abroad. They are buying themselves expensive vehicles and sending their children to fancy schools, while the government is failing to support our schools. Our schools are then failing our children, and too many of our children are dropping out and being left too far behind with no future. Enough is enough, my people. Enough is enough. Too many of our old and retired citizens are forced to become beggars, with little to no care for the disabled and others with disabilities. Our government should be looking to take care of its elders. Yet, we continue to lose our way, to lose our values, with leaders taking no responsibilities, showing no vision, no leadership, while too many of our people are suffering, giving up, and dying. Again, enough is enough. Enough is enough. My fellow Liberians, I know too many of you have given up on change. For too long, promises have been made only to be broken. For too long, you have been promised equality in the distribution of the nation's wealth, only to see our leaders make themselves rich and richer as Liberians become poor and poorer. Doors of opportunities are being shut in your faces because you happen to belong to a tribe or a religion or even a gender. The stealing from the people has only gotten worse and worse. Well, this too is why they fear me. I am not a typical politician. The government knows it cannot bribe me or shut me up. My friends in the CPP know I'm dead serious about the promises I make. My track record of results speak for themselves. My opponents know they cannot frighten me or blackmail me, not even with false charges and political prosecution. They know this because all I am interested in is helping to change our country for the better, to make us do the right things, because it will make Liberia better. And they know I mean it.
Okay, they know he means it. Now listen, I think this recording was done when the CPP was what it was, or after the case against Mr. Cummings, because if you listen to the end of it, he said he police know that, and that's why they try to make bogus charges against him. But let me tell you one thing. Few of the things he said. Mr. Cummings is saying that, look, listen, this country called Liberia is blessed. We are rich. And let me tell you some of the things that we are rich with. Again, I'll come back to my elephant analogy. You don't know your own weight. This is a country, Liberia, we got balanced ecosystem. Right now, I hear people talking about flooding in Liberia. The reason why we're highlighting the flooding is because when the floods come, houses get flooded, people will lose their properties and stuff like that. But the same amount of sunshine we have, we don't complain much. Or we can say, oh, the sun too hot today, man. Then you go look for one quarter in shower, it balance. But the same amount of sunshine we have is the same amount of rain we have. Because the ecosystem got to be balanced. Okay? Now, we got good soil. We got good rainfall. We got good sunshine. All of these things are blessing. I don't know, a lot of our people probably they only read or know the words like the desert. You know, they've been hearing about desert, probably reading in the book. But can you imagine living in a desert where there's no rain at all? And do you know how important is water? Rainfall. Can you imagine that in a desert, there are places called the oasis where you find small water. So they got to dig around the sand for that water to come out. And that water is either salty or hot. But the people living in the desert, they make use of that. The great Dubai you hear about, that's a desert country. The people plant trees. Who in Liberia planting trees? We don't plant trees. We rather destroy the trees. Our great, in fact, our first generation from Adam and Eve, they've been making farm in Liberia, cutting down the bushes, destroying the species of trees, but we still have trees growing by themselves. We don't plant, we don't do reforestation. Okay? The trees grow by themselves. That's blessing. People living in the desert, they look for water to drink. But we get no water. Our soil. If you drive along the country road, or even if you live in a village, people eat plum, they throw the seed, it grow. It ain't for nobody. Oranges all along the road. People don't plant no trees. Somebody something the orange, take a seed, you throw it out. You look tomorrow, it start growing. And when I appreciate what we have in Liberia, I live here in Norway. When I go buy banana, the thing is green. They get it from somewhere way South America. And sometimes it takes 2 months before you even reach here. You can see the thing, they force it to get green. They call it green plant and banana, then they chop it small and put it in the cartoon. So when you reach here, when you peel it, you can hear it tearing one chin trust, queen, meaning that fall. And the banana maybe will be big and dry here, but when you peel it, then the real banana size smaller than drafting here. Because what? We don't plant those things here. But like you see one banana, tell them a drata. One banana, pineapple. Yeah? They get some small tight pineapple here. One of them costs so now $3, $4. No. Not $4. $40. Yeah, because if it costs like 40 kroner, that's around $40. Small pineapple, taste something. When you call it inside white, you taste the yellow lamb. Whereby Liberia get a chance of pineapple when you split it. It fall down one piece, fall down, so you know inside yellow. When you eating it with spoon, because me I used to like eating it with spoon, you start from one side, they see in the middle, right? You start from one side, but then finish with the other side, turn it, then you go to the other side. Also now we peel it. The reason I used to like eating my pineapple with spoon is that I feel that when you peel it, plenty can lean in the peeling. So I won't be the spot, I won't be greedy. So I let them eat it with a spoon and scrape everything. Okay, my grandfather had a big farm where we had everything. Plums, they can see me. Plums, we want to see it. what we call lemon, the tangerine. Okay, we want to see I used to be coming from school when I coming. So now I'm like almost 1 kilometer away. I start imagining the smell of the lemon going all around the house. And I thought the planting, I imagine the flower everywhere. I never appreciate it. I don't know. And that's what we do in Liberia. But come here, you'll find one small mango, the two called plum. In fact, the one in Liberia, what we call country plum, what people can eat. So you will not believe some of what I'm telling you. The plum in Liberia, what we call country plum, that round one, what nobody want to eat. What the bad thing can eat. Yeah? That one can buy for so now $15, $20 for one. It's not even red because, like I said, they pick it from somewhere way in America. They force it to get red. You see this, they also have no red, but when you call it. But in Liberia, those things are abandoned. Guava. Who tell me besides small children, playing in or behind hot, then you see guava, you pick it. Guava, what kind of adult in Liberia go pick guava and make it with food? Yeah, guava that be food. And for one guava, one small green type guava, maybe $3 or $4 or $5. Liberia is blessed. I'm telling you all these things to let you know how blessed we are as a country. That's what Mr. Comey is alluding to. We are too blessed to be poor. And it's good to see some of these things outside. Then when you can compare. I'm thinking they are retired Liberia. I'm not even working government. I can plant my guava. I can plant lamb. 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 The land we can buy a green, taste small green. Whereby Liberia get no yellow line, the lamb will get yellow for down there. Don't keep go football. Maybe when I retire, I can play my lamb. I get contact in Norway. I post in bed. I find people who can buy the supermarket and contact and send them. We don't know that money is source of money. Yeah. But everybody want to go work in government because government can go bear for money to IMF. When that money can be divided, rather wherever I get rich 1 minute. Without thinking about tomorrow. When they move from government, they become poor. That's what communists talk about being rich. It means the physical cash. But what we have. Then let's move on again. What else we can buy? They get some small cucumber here, which just like one small ball. You know the price? When you call it, I swear. No, let me tell you, we're suffering for this kind of thing here. But Africa, they get no watermelon. Watermelon, no big one. When you call it, no, I swear. We're suffering here for nothing. You get money. I remember 2016. I went to Liberia, so I was going on the farm in the village. I stopped in Banga, right to Iron Gate. I saw the woman bringing pineapple. The woman have been walking the sun the whole day to not buy pineapple here. I mean, good rep. Choose a pineapple compared to the kind of thing we get. So I told the woman, I said, "Come on, how for a pineapple?" The woman said, "They want $15, $15 US." She said, "No, that's 15 Liberia." I said, "What?" So I told my picking, I said, "You'll take enough. You're putting the car." Then they say, "Well, we want it from where you buy anything for?" I say, I say, in fact, myself, I start plugging it, taking the one I wanted. Right there, I ate 3 on the pineapple right away. To satisfy that thirst for it. And I have an Norwegian friend here who mistakenly used to work as a recruiter for one company. So I did apply. I didn't know the boy. I applied to this company, and the guy saw my CV. Said, "Okay, come for interview." The same day, actually, I said, "I can come tomorrow." It's okay. I went for interview. It was on a Tuesday. When I went for this interview, then we were talking, and the guy saw my CV. He said, "But you come from Liberia?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, but I'm supporting one child in Liberia. He through playing international, but I now see the child. The child I've been supporting him for 5 years. He's about 7 years now. I want to go meet him." I said, "Where in Liberia?" So when you're talking, because we are not living in Liberia, the guys from all of Liberia. He said, "In Africa." I said, "Where?" He said, "A place called Lofa." I said, "Lofa." I said, "The place called Lofa." He said, yeah, but the name Lofa. Lofa. I said, no, it's called Lofa. You know that Norwegian tune, yeah? No, he said Lofa. Yeah. Because even my name Linford, he can say Linford. So they get that tune. So he said Lofa. I said, no, it's called Lofa. He said, yeah. So he says, but tell me. He said, I see you journalist, you've been journalist before in Liberia. So the guy must say, Sana, we do interview. Forget what they join interview here. We talk for more than 2 hours. I told the guy everything he wanted to know about Liberia. I gave him some telephone numbers, contact. Say if you go, you can call the number. Even if you don't get a number, but you can go to any radio station and call some of these names. Somebody will know them. It's okay. Then he said, we're not do the interview. Did the interview. They were finished. The boss said, but I wanted to go alone, but say my girlfriend want to also travel. I think I'll buy ticket for them. We'll go. We'll go on Thursday of this week. We'll talk on Tuesday. So we'll go on Thursday of this week. The guy left. They traveled through Ariko. When the guy got to the border, they drove. They came to Ganta. The guy called me right in Ganta. He said, my man, I'm eating the best of ananas as pineapple. I said, huh? I said, where? He said, I'm in a place called Ganta. I said, no, what you see there is not the best. We're going to a place called Lofa, right? That's the home of food. When you go there, you'll see the difference. And by the way, the money you pay for that one is too high. But when you get there, you get whole pocket full for what you pay for that one. He didn't believe it. And I'm saying this to be proud of my country. So the fellow went. Long matter short. The fellow got to Lofa. He was there for 2 weeks here, girlfriend. Every day he used to call me. Every day he used to call me to tell me what he's doing. He either drinking power, or he eating the best fish, or he eating everything he eat, he'll tell me. So guess what? When I got him back to Norway, he called me. He said, come. I went. And they interviewed him. We finished a long time. We did an interview. I also go for him to give me the result. He said, what are you doing? What are you doing in Norway? I said, what do you mean? He said, I see you even looking for, you want to change job, you're looking for a job. And he said, do you eat fruits? Yeah. I said, yeah. He said, but how do you feel? I said, why me I feel normal? He said, no. He said, I would just went to your country. The fruit that I ate, if I had the opportunity to live in your country, I'll go live there. He said, what are you doing nowhere? Where you pay all your money, you go buy the thing, buy, you can see the value. He said, in my whole life, the best fruit that I ever ate in my whole life is in your country. It's natural. He said, I saw it. I saw it put plenty in it, and I pluck it myself. It's natural. Because you know, we don't produce anything. We don't produce oranges and anything. Besides some places where they grow this, or what you call it, cherries and some apples and what it is, and strawberries. That's all. And not even quality too, because they think they need real sunlight to grow. So those seasonal crops, like strawberry, okay, they can produce it right now. They got a strawberry somewhere where we can go to self-plug, you plug, then you buy it. So we can even eat more than what the one we pay for. Because you go there, eat enough, then you get pass more. So, but the point I'm making here is that the country is rich. Naturally, we are rich. Go take home. When I was a little boy, I used to love fishing. Trust me, the year, one particular year, 1975, me and my friend were catching bag of fish with hook. There, whole restaurant full of fish with hook. Trust me, we go soon in the morning. By the time come around 5 o'clock, when I catch half there or bear, we'll throw the bear on our shoulder with fish, catfish, and they scale small scale fish. The buka, the country water, the country water. Can you imagine? We get all those things. Here, what do we eat? This for the last one salmon what they get, and some other small one. When you cooking it, they smell full of the whole house because of the medicine they eat. I was lucky. One time we went on a tour to where they raise the fish. From that time, against the fish. The smell of the fish made me to vomit. Whereby you can go and catch the fresh catfish in Liberia. So we are rich. We don't know. Look at that rare fish, that rare. I don't know what they need. What they can plug and roast in Liberia. We make a roasted fish. That fish you don't see it here. Okay. The ones that I have seen, they come from Asia. They also stink because they feed them. I was in Thailand. I saw the feeding it and the water they living it, dirty, the water foaming, get a soap because the food is no. But our own is natural from the Atlantic Ocean. So we got it. We got it. We just have it. I've got Norwegian children here who are born in Liberia because our parents Norwegian Swedish children who are born in Liberia. They are my age too, and they're not children. Okay, they are grown-up people. They always come to our Liberian program because they consider themselves Liberians. Because they grew up, they born in Liberia, some of them grew up there, they got all their childhood children in there. They know all Liberian food there. When we're cooking, they say today we want to eat, when we're having program, they say we're coming to eat our kasali or our pamboto or our pepper soup. They message because they know what we're talking about. But you got this country that is broke. The country cannot grow anything, no food, nothing. Everything we eat, we buy it. Even the oil we produce here is expensive. Gasoline is expensive. I was in Germany 2 weeks ago. I filled up my tank there. I came, I seen small one staying in my tank because it goes straight to the pump price. It's 2 times the price in Germany. The country is just one country. Okay? But Liberia, where almost everything is free. Yeah? You can make small garden behind your house. You live only. Here. One pot of pepper will go buy from the Arab shop because they too they can get it from somewhere. One pepper, you hear the price will run. The country that can't grow anything, they get oil. That's all they living on. But Liberia will find oil. What we did, we sold all the oil black to other people. Then we sit down. Few people put the money in their pocket. Tell me, what kind of people are we? Oil. Norway, one of the poorest countries in the entire Europe. From day one. Their history say the country will call with ice. I know where they came from. When I do honor the ice, when the ice melted, then they started living. That one I know. But they say the whole country will call with ice, and you can see the proof. So the people they were very poor. Half of them living in America. Go to Minnesota, Salt Lake City, Utah, Washington State, all the cool countries, Canada border or in Canada. They moved there because they left cold place. Because it was rough here, hunger. People die in the street because of hunger. But when people were lucky, they discovered oil in the 60s. They managed to learn how to manage that oil, drill it. That's why they. But like we found oil, the same year we sold oil to foreigners. Then we turn around and sit down. How you expect your children to live? The country, they got a project where they're saving the seeds or the roots of any edible food, anything any part of it that can grow, whether the seed or the leaves or whatever can grow or the stem, they're saving it for the future, thinking that there will be disaster, there will be food shortages around the world, and they'll be able to supply the rest of the world. That's the project they got. This is a country that can't produce anything. They're saving it in the mountain, somewhere in the tunnel, in the mountain. They get big money reserved for the future generation. We that live in Napa, we are working, but we're working for the future. So they're saving all the money for the future. Now the politicians can be on whole day discussing. We are working. But of course, we can't be hungry and die. Even though we don't grow food, but we can't be hungry and die. Okay? It's all about proper planning, good government. What do we lack in Liberia? We don't lack food. People talking about right when rest crisis hit the country, the president got to go to a rest cellar to sit down with them. I mean, nonsense. The prime minister here, you go sit down to still not to talk, discussing how political event. You get time to go sit down to a rest cellar to talk, or somebody making bread. No, because the system works. Like the president got to go sit down with one rest cellar to negotiate. Give the people incentives. They get special store here for farmers. You can buy fertilizer. You can take tractor on credit. You can take any kind of farming implements or farming tools on credit. When you work, you pay. In fact, the farmers are the richest people because they get subsidy from government every year. Whether they are farm produce or end produce, they're getting subsidy. Okay? So if you provide all kind of incentives for farmers, people will be willing to go farm. But it's subsistence farming where our grandfather they were doing, they cut down all the bee tree, they get sick, they get one, all kind of thing, they die. Then we turn around, we do the same thing, we get sick, we die, then our children do it. It can't sustain us. Agriculture ministry, what are you doing? We get agriculture college at the University of Liberia. All the graduates, what do? They all want to go sit in the office to work. And you don't blame them because no incentives. You expect a man who get a graduate degree in agriculture to go take color and go make farm, like his great-grandfather, then why he went to school? So you better go look for a job or go do different things. That's the thing we're talking about. That's what Cummings is talking about. Now, the reason why people, it's just hard that people do not understand this thing. This is simple. It's not rocket science. Cummings has worked in this kind of system, so he knows how it works. Unlike one George, we are working from the football field, you go move the football booth for a foot, then you put in the mansion. So, I mean, not that George is so stupid that he know, but it's just that he doesn't know. Take me and carry me to take me from behind a microphone, or take me from the maritime sector and go carry me to the medical area. Why I know that? So even if they bring poison and they want to give it to somebody, I say, I'll give it to him because I don't know it. George, like you're moving the football boost from the man for you're putting in the mansion. So the man, yeah, anything that can't away, he thinks is correct. And now in Georgia, we have several presidents like that. And the appointments that they make in government is worse. Because they'll put anybody there, they'll put their friends there, their girlfriends there, they didn't know anything. Look at the port we get. Yeah? The port we get. We can live on that port with proper management. They get ship on us all around the world looking for a place for that ship to go to make business. If you travel, when I was in school, we used to make some expeditions, right? We used to be on a ship going, and you don't know how many ships on the sea, short sea, long distance. You know how many ships on the sea. It's just like taxi, But when you're in the town, as we're talking, ship sinking, ship hitting each other somewhere. They get millions of ships on the sea. They get ship looking for a place for that ship to make business. And Liberia got that opportunity. Why would we make use of it? Liberia is the second largest open registry in the world. Okay? How many ships those ships that are carrying our flag, how many of them do call at our port? We're missing out on it. But yet, we struggle. We got all the opportunities. Your land is fertile. You get balanced and rain and sunshine. Norway, we live in almost in a ESPA where you got 8 months of snow, then you get 3 months of what? In fact, not 3 months of what we call summer. Yeah, we in July, we still be in summer, right? It's raining. Then when the sun smash more, we're happy with us. By September, all the leaves start turning yellow or October, then we start getting depressed because go into the winter again. 1:30 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's dark, totally dark. Till at 12 midnight. It will be dark from around that time until tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. They will get break. You can see the sun. Then it get dark 2 o'clock again. That kind of place. Eh? But still, people live. The amount of food they throw away. At the hotel, the amount of food they throw away every day, they can feed the whole Liberia. All the hotels in Norway, the food they throw away every day can feed the whole Liberia. From cape to cape. Okay? Good management. Because the people got proper planning. All the old people here, like Mr. Cummings was saying, our old people become beggars, our retirees become beggars, our pensioners become beggars. Here, pensioners got plenty. By the way, I start receiving people from my pension enrichment, how it will be. People are very careful. They can start on you small when they know you're approaching that age. You see? Unlike Liberia, when you pension, you finish. You better go die. You get children to take care of you. You pension, just go die. I mean, it's like they say, okay, my friend, you finish, you go die. If you handicap in Liberia, you are cursed. Look at that cripple man there. Oh, look at that man get one foot, that man get one hand. They're the most important people here. They're the people that live in better life. They're not paying rent. They get people working for them. They get free money. They get free car. Eh? Liberia, you cost, you're one our boss. Oh man. If you know you the worst person. Norway, what is that population? 5 million or 4.5 million. The same people, the same amount of people like people that won't get here. Foreigner, people will come down to around 2-3 million, 2.5. But everybody can eat. Everybody get medical facilities. Everybody, the children go to school. They only pay school fee. That kindergarten. But by the time the children become 6 years and start first grade, free, you will not pay until they reach college. College, they will go take their own loan and go. They will pay. I see loan will suffer on here. So it will get an incentive for people in Liberia. People will survive. People will live. And let me tell you, Liberian people, we are not lazy people. We are resilient people. We are not lazy people. Yeah, like nonsense. Got all Liberian men, no time, and Liberian men lazy la la. Nonsense. Can you see how Liberian people working? Go America and see. They work. When you see them sweating, you can't believe it. Liberian men strong. They say Liberian men not no time, la la. You got to start 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. They there 1 hour before time. You think Liberian men stupid? Eh? Nobody's stupid, yo. Nobody's stupid. They get sense in the head, but when they're in Liberia, when they can do that thing. So Cummings went through the rank and file of this thing, what we're talking about, where he has seen something else. And now all people who they enter government, they go to work late, that all they know they see that government that relax play, they go to work late, they take all the money from the office and go home and go relax, and then next day they go again, and they put their girlfriend in power or in position, and their children in position. That kind of old system we used to. So when you try to bring change, it hurts. You do one day. But Cummings come from a place where you sort of be to work 6 o'clock, you gotta be there 5:30, 5:45. You thinking about going to clock in. You gotta go to work every day, unless you get a day off. That's where Cummings comes from. That's the kind of idea you get. And look, me, I've learned a lot of things. If ever I go to Liberia and I get government job, I think probably me, if I appointed job, the president will fire me the very next day. Because anywhere where I work, unless I get one laborer, but if I get appointment position, the very day I take that seat, everybody in the place will become my enemy because I will set a rule. My friend, I'll be different. I'll set a rule. You can't come to work this time. And one mistake, you get warning. The next mistake, you'll be suspended. The 10th mistake, you're out. So they will not like it. You think that, because I'm used to it. I'm supposed to go to work. I don't go. I was in Germany. I went to Germany a few days ago for that ANC program. That was the last week of my holiday. I tried to play around with my boss and tell her, I'll be far or probably I can't come to work on Monday, which was last Monday. She said, you must be joking. She said, I know you're right here, but you're trying to play with me. I said, no, I'm in Germany. She said, if you're in Germany, you better start driving to come. You need that Liberia, I'll care. I'll come anytime I want to come. No, it doesn't work here. That's the system Cummings come from. Where the people got to work because you take your pay on time. I said, we will get paid tomorrow, for example, 12 o'clock tonight. I open my account, money inside. Nobody come in front of me and tell me, say, you will get your pay next week. Because I go to work on time. The same way you can't allow me to stay home. I got to go to work to do the work. The same way you got to pay my money. So the system works. See? But my time is fast spent. I'll leave it right here. I'll leave it hanging right here. But I want you to take with you what Mr. Cummings said, that together we can make it. It's not a one-man thing. We need everybody to put their hands on deck. We need everybody to bring in their ideas. Okay? And this thing about tribal divide, this thing about political divide, this thing about my party is the biggest party, we get the normal, that's nonsense. We get how many parties we got? And trust me, as election is coming next year, we'll have proliferation of parties. So every party that comes is taking away from your number. Even that one person in that party, that one person subtract from your number. Okay? So and numbers can shift. Yes, numbers don't lie. 100% I agree. We learn in school that math, number, that exact sign. It will not change today, tomorrow it change. No. 1 + 1 will remain 2 forever and ever. Amen. 10 + 10 will be 20 forever and ever. Amen. The only changes there is you can say 1 plus 19 at 20, 2 plus 18 at 20, 3 plus 17 at 20, but it still remains 20. Numbers don't lie, we agree, but numbers can shift. The same way 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 2 can be 1. The same way 10 plus 10 is 20, 1 minus 20 is 19. Numbers can shift, but they don't lie. It can shift. And it can shift due to the condition, political conditions. Numbers can shift due to political conditions. It can either swell or it can shrink. So there's nonsense, but we get a party with the biggest number, so we are the no. This is unscientific. There is no scientific basis for that. There's no special scientific calibration that sets that number at that stage. Like if you look on a car mileage, you see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 to 2. My car is 260. So that change is there. But what? You know what? I can decide to drive 10 kilometers per hour. I can decide to go 20 kilometers per hour. But that does not change that calibration. So politically, if you say, oh, we get a number, the number you had last year, it may not be the same. The same like if I'm driving, if I'm rushing, I can drive. If I've been driving 80 all the time, but I'm rushing, I can drive 100. Okay. Then tomorrow I can drive 40. So does that mean that since I drove 100 yesterday, my car will always set to 100? No. In politics, it doesn't work like that. For our people, and the same thing goes, or the same thing is because people have nothing to benchmark with. No comparison. Nothing. What they know is what they know. And if they think about the whole political idea, we got to get rid of it. It doesn't help. That's why we call change. It's not like Joshua coming to you and telling you change for hope, then or change for hope instead of hope for change, but change for hope, then you're fall behind. Now the man changed. Now you're still hoping, but he has changed. His life changed. It's totally balanced. Now you're still hoping. The same thing you want to do, you'll go bring the political ideas. We get a number. We were there for 12 years and blah blah blah. No, that doesn't work. Not because you're in first grade last year, so when the new school year can you say, yeah, going back to first grade, you got in first grade last year? No. Go ahead. Advance. That's what change is all about. So Mr. Cummings is talking about the real change, and he wants everybody to get on board. On this note, I'll let us say thank you for watching. This is the program, The Bottom Line, and we come your way every Tuesday, every Tuesday for now. We might be increasing our frequency, but we're still working out some modalities. And so next week, we'll be coming your way Tuesday, and we probably will be discussing something about our economy and whatever political events will break along the way from now until Tuesday. We'll be splashing that in, but we arranging with guests to be on the program for next week, and we'll be talking about economy. And basically, we'll look at one particular sector of the economy that we discuss, and that's the maritime sector. I come from the maritime background, so I'm bringing on somebody who is also from the maritime background as long as our arrangements are finalized, and we'll get the information, and then the show will start next week at the same time, 8 o'clock Central European time, and that's going to be 6 o'clock Liberian time. So we ask that you tune in at that time, but you're going to see the information though. And so we hopefully will have a guest on the program next week, and we'll tell you exactly how much money or prospects are there in the maritime sector. How could Liberia benefit? That people don't know. What are some of the benefits that Liberia can really get from the maritime sector? We're talking about the maritime program. We'll be talking about the shipping activities that Liberia is greatly involved with. We got a lot of ships on our flags, and we got all the seaways, places where we could make money. Everybody going to Maryland, the driving car, you can take ship and go right there to Maryland. You spend a few days, but save, and you can carry a lot of things. The only people in Maryland probably, or the business people in Maryland probably, they get our goods from Ivory Coast, which is the nearest point. But you can do it from Monrovia. You can put all your goods on the ship and transport a huge quantity instead of carrying one truck where you get a few cattle. But we'll be discussing all of that next week. God willing, we'll be here. And so make this place your home. This is Baton Line again. And we come your way every Tuesday. My name is Linford Goer, and this is how I like to wrap a curtain on this one for today. So let's hear again from Mr. Cummings.
My name is Alexander Cummings, and I want to work with honest men and women to change Liberia for the better. I want to open the doors of governance to all capable persons. I want to use the collective brain power of all of our men and women. I want to build a nation of self-sufficiency. I want to build an environment that thrives on and promotes a vibrant Liberian private sector. I want to ensure that we are a nation where education is key in all of our national development priorities. I want to create and nurture a development agenda that ensures our young people have jobs when they graduate from school. I want to create an environment where our women have access to equal opportunities in every aspect of our society. I want to promote a system that uses our country's natural resources for the benefit of all. I want to see our country flourish beyond our wildest imagination. We are capable of doing it if we work together. We may not all agree all of the time, but we can set aside our differences and work towards charting a new course without the infighting, backbiting, and backstabbing. Whether you're a member of the ANC, ALP, LP, or UP, we must channel our support for individual candidates into championing our collective objective, defeating the Weah administration in the 2023 presidential and legislative elections, and ushering in a governance more prepared, more capable, more experienced, more skilled, and more honest men and women. With your help, we can move Liberia to being a better country. I thank you. God bless you and God bless Liberia.